Hi, welcome to Alaskan in the Philippines, currently in Thailand. Today I thought I'd talk about the Buddhist religion that I don't know much about, as usual, talking about things I don't know a lot about. But I'm just telling you what I know so far, what I've seen. Interesting anyway. I walk every morning and there's a lot of the monks around. You see the monks, they're dressed in orange robes, just a orange robe, and they're usually barefoot. They carry a metal pot. Sometimes it'll have cloth and it'll have a strap where they can kind of carry it over their neck. Some will have a bag. A lot of them will carry a pot though. And they'll be walking around. They walk up and down the beach. They'll walk to the beach. You see them walking around town. There's quite a few of them. I don't know where they live, but there's the temples too. So I imagine they live at temples too. But yeah, you'd be walking around, even on the beach or even on the roads, you'll see some Thais, they'll go up to the monks. The monks will open their pot. It's a stainless steel pot, and they'll take the lid off, and the Thais will put some money or some food. They'll actually give them food. And then they'll kneel down. Some of them will kneel. They'll right on the sidewalk or the street, wherever they are, they'll kneel down, and the monk will bless them. You'll hear them giving a blessing. And sometimes, and I see people that other Thais that'll actually wait for the monks. They'll be out on the road somewhere, pulled over on their scooter with a bag of food, and they know a monk's going to be walking by. A certain monk will come by that every day, and they'll have food, and they'll get a blessing from the monks. Excuse me. I was in Bangkok, and I had a girlfriend show me around there. That was a long time ago, maybe around 8 years ago or so. 8 or 9, maybe close, somewhere around there. And we were walking. She would go visit the monks and get blessings from them. She knew them. She'd give them donations and stuff. And one time we were walking. We came around a corner, and there was a monk coming straight, real close to us, coming around the corner. And she freaked out. They can't touch a monk. That's taboo. A Thai woman can't touch one or be too close or something. They're taboo to touch one, I guess, or be too close. We came around the corner with that monk walking right up to us, and she freaked out. She was I could see she panicked. She didn't know which way to go. She finally went over this way and got just onto the other side of me to get away from him. And I thought that was strange. I asked her about it, and she says, yeah, she can't be near a monk. Even here in Hue Hin, I was getting in the bot bus, riding it from the hospital, and there was one seat left next to a monk, and a girl got on, a Thai lady got on, and she looked right at the one seat right next to the monk, and she couldn't do it. She had to stand on the back, but a Thai guy noticed, and he moved over next to the monk, and then she went over and sat down. So they do that, I guess, here and everywhere. I actually, when I was before I got my hernia surgery, this Thai girlfriend of mine, she told me, well, we got to go to the temple, get you blessed before you go. And I was like, oh yeah, really? So she did. She brought me to a temple, and we went up and lit some incense and stuff. I have a video on it if you want to look back at Katao, I believe it was. This huge Buddha, cool. It was cool. But they had this big giant wooden elephant, and she told me, we lit the incense and put some donations in the box and stuff. And then she told me to go walk under the elephant's belly. And it was big, tall, giant wooden elephant, huge. It had 3 heads. It was really cool, tusk and everything. So I just had to duck a little bit to walk under the belly of the elephant. And when I walked out the other side, she was waiting for me. Oh, good, your operation will go good now, she said. And it did. But anyway, we were at another temple too, me and her, and there was a donation box. It was really cool. I forget what the name of that one was. But it was a real cool temple up in the mountain, on the bluff near Monkey Mountain. I forget which one it was though. But there was a box there with a monk sitting near it, and I gave her 40 baht, and I said, go up and put this in the box. She did. She went up and put it in, and then she kneeled down and went like this and kneeled down, and she looked, I was just standing there. She looked at me, looked up at me and goes, come on. I had to go over and I sat down like that. And the monk blessed us. He did it with water. He splashed water on my back like he must. I didn't see what he was throwing it out of, some kind of whatever container he had, but he was sloshing my back pretty good with water. I was fairly wet for about a minute. He kept going. And he was saying some words and splashing. I don't think he was splashing her, just me, maybe. I think she told him to bless me, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, my surgery went good. I'm all healed up now. I feel great. I'm exercising again. So that worked out pretty good. But these temples around here are just they're just amazing. The dragons and stuff that they built, and deities and stuff, they're just huge elephants and really cool, big giant Buddhas and stuff. It's really amazing to see what the temples they built for their religion here. It's truly is amazing, and something to see. If you ever get a chance, come see the temples. They're awesome. And I guess the monks live there too. It's and then you got their holidays. I don't know about the holidays, but I know the New Year's is pretty big. They don't do as Christmas in the Buddhists. They don't really do Christmas as much as New Year's. That's the big one. Even in the Philippines, I was surprised, even though they're Catholics, and they do celebrate the Christmas big time there too. But I believe they actually look forward to New Year's even more. I think that's when they really, really put the celebration on. The Christmas is more of the church type celebration, but when the New Year's, they really put on the pig roast, and they'll throw money and stuff for the kids. They'll in the dark, or they'll throw it behind their back, or they just throw handfuls of pesos for the little kids to find and throw candy, and they'll have the big party. It lasts all night. The New Year's night party lasts until morning usually, sometimes days, I think. But yeah, they really take the New Year's. Like here in Thailand, that girl was talking to her father back in Isian or whatever they say. This girl that I met in Bangkok, and she told me, she had her dad on the video chat, and she says, he's asking you, what are you going to get him for New Year's present? I'm like, what? It wasn't even Christmas yet. It was right before Christmas, I think. And he was asking if I was going to get him anything for New Year's. Because and I was like, well, we don't give gifts for New Year's. That was my way to get out of it. I didn't understand that they really celebrate New Year's here more than we do. We do the Christmas. Although here they do. I'm seeing all the Christmas trees and stuff and ornaments up. All the businesses have Christmas. Even the bars are all decked out with Christmas ornaments and Christmas trees. So it looks like they're celebrating. Well, it's commercialized, so you can do that part of it. I'm sure everything is commercialized, but we'll see how. There is one. I Googled if there was churches around here, Christian churches, and there is a bunch of churches, Christian churches. I think there's like 10 or 20 of them. I could be. I don't see them. I see one. One's got a really big steeple and really nice grounds. It's it's down by the markets. I seen it. It's really beautiful, long, big, and it has a lot of land. Some kind of Catholic Christian church. So there is one. I don't know how it'll. And there's a lot of temples in here, so too. I don't know how it'll pan out. It'll be interesting to see how it works out come Christmas. We're actually coming up to Christmas, and it don't really feel like Christmas to me because I don't see the snow and the cold and stuff. But everybody's they're decked everything out in a lot of Christmassy tinsel and all that. Like I say, everything, even including the bars, are all decked out in Christmas. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it compares to New Year's too, because I'll be here for New Year's, and that'll be interesting to see. I don't know how they're going to celebrate that here in Thailand. That'll be interesting to see. So that's coming up. I get to look forward to that. But actually, back in Alaska where I was, the Christmas was celebrated pretty good. The town, it's a small village, so we hung up Christmas lights and stuff. I had a few Christmas lights in my house. I was the first house coming into town, so everybody would be able to see my Christmas lights from ways away when they were snow machining in a storm or something. I'd try to keep the house lit up for them in the dark and stuff, so people getting lost could see the town before they get to it, you know. But anyway, yeah, they celebrated Christmas, but yet they also celebrated Russian Christmas too. That was bigger. So right after Christmas on the 6th of January, they'd start feeding people. They had this big star that would spin around like a bicycle tire. It had tinsel and foils and stuff on it. It was big, and the whole congregation would follow behind the person with the star, and the priest would go into a house. They'd bless the house, and the whole time they'd be spinning the star and singing songs, singing Christmas Russian songs. And they'd walk into a house, and then that house would have been prepared, and they'll feed everybody in town. Anyone in town can go to that house. They'll park the star right there, and they'll say some blessings. And then the host of that house will feed the entire town with 500 or 800,000 residents, how many ever is there. Whoever comes can eat. And it'll go on all day, all night. And later in the evening, they'll pick up the star and go to another house, spinning the star and chanting and do it all over. And that host will feed again, and they'll feed until every house in town that wants to do the feed does it. They'll keep doing that. Sometimes it lasts for 2 weeks or a week and more, where they're going from house to house, and that house will feed everybody. And they give small gifts too. There was always small little pairs of gloves, socks, fishing stuff for, fishing tackle and things, and soap and rags and small items like that, bath towels and stuff. So that was always kind of a fun thing during the holiday in the village in Alaska. Slavic, they call it, Slavi. It was from the Russians, Russian Christmas. They put up a tree and stuff and decorate. They have looks like a Muslim dome with a cross on top for a Russian Orthodox. They had Russian Orthodox church there in the villages too. A lot of Russian names, so the name's there. Well, I don't know how I got sidetracked into the weeds talking about Russian Christmas, but anyway, my point is the Buddhist here are kind of interesting, and I'm coming up on the holidays, so I'm going to get to see the Christmas compared to the New Year's, which I know they celebrate. The Chinese influence, here probably is why. That's why everything probably looks like dragons and stuff. Probably is the Chinese influence. That's my guess anyway, not knowing anything else. But anyway, the holidays are coming up, and it's all churched up for a regular Western Christmas. All the Christmas trees at the malls and stuff. It's decorated real nice around here, nicer than most cities in the U.S. even. So yeah, I'll even upload some footage of that on one of these shorts. You'll probably, if you watch, you'll see them. But we got Christmas coming up here, and we'll see what happens in the Thailand, land of the Buddhist. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.